Sycamore Crossroads was named for a stately sycamore tree that once stood at the intersection of Mill Swamp Road and Sycamore Cross Drive. While sycamores no longer grow at the crossroads, planted timber and native forest of magnolias, oaks, and chestnuts now dot this area near Rattlesnake and Mill Swamps. A landmark structure still marks the northeast corner of the crossroads that once graced this area when Mill Swamp Road used to continue straight through to the field to Proctor's Bridge. This structure was originally a post office built in the front yard of the neighboring Guy Betts house. The post office opened in 1886 as McClelland's Post Office, named for William Henry Harry McClelland, who served as its first postmaster. It operated until 1917 when mail was rerouted to Ivor. McClelland's was not the first post office in the Mill Swamp area. Mayfield Post Office opened as early as 1829 when Wilson Holloman was appointed postmaster. The Mayfield Post Office was closed by 1886 for reasons unknown. But as the second post office in the area, and much like other post offices of the time period, McClelland served as a gathering space in its rural community. Harry McClelland also opened a store here selling items such as food, drinks, and household goods, further cementing its importance in the local community. Earliest settlements in this area date to land patents in the mid to late 1600s. As the mainstay of the colonial economy, tobacco was grown here until the fertile lands were depleted of nutrients, making it necessary to transition to other crops. In the late 1800s, Sycamore Cross was advertised as fertile ground for peanuts, corn, and other crops. The community was mentioned in the Waverly Dispatch in 1914 due to an outbreak of smallpox and served as a known location for other important community activities. Harry McClelland's store was known as Marshall Meyer's store by the 1940s. It was the place to go for essentials, such as cold drinks.
I went to the store, Marshall Meyer's store. My aunt would invite me up sometimes for several days or a week, and we would work. We didn't play all the time. We washed curtains, and we hung the curtains out on the front yard. And after we had washed the curtains and stretched them, then we went in and shelled the butter beans. And then by that time she'd say, "Let's go and get something cool to drink." Well, I was ready for that. So we went up to Marshall Meyer's store, which was right at Sycamore Cross. It was about a half a mile from her house. What I remember vividly is a big metal tub filled with crushed ice, and in that tub were soft drinks, knee-high, Coca-Cola, but what I liked best was Orange Crush. So that was my first memory of Sycamore Cross.
The store operated until a series of robberies in Isle of Wight County's rural country stores in the 1970s led to a few country stores' closings, including Marshall Meyer's store. Today, the characteristics of the building are recognizable in the rural landscape. Post offices and country stores were usually sited near the roadway and most often located near an intersection.
They referred to that intersection as the cross. They didn't say Sycamore Cross, they just said the cross. And my aunt wondered why in church they sang about the cross.
With a brick pier foundation, the two-story wood frame building is clad in weatherboard siding. It has a gable roof sheathed in standing seam metal and a facade with a wood stoop. In front of the wood stoop is a gas pump. Overall, the post office exhibits a vernacular architectural style typical of the contemporary rural commercial buildings in southeastern Virginia. Today, this historic resource recalls its importance as the hub of the rural Sycamore Cross community, as a landmark for social gatherings, for communication, and for daily life in Isle of Wight County.